those individual great leaders before they were put in a position to lead these countries. I've studied, like I said, I've attended hundreds of, I have 6 in mind.
And let's see what's coming up for being here, Pushpa.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Pushpa is the founder of Leadership by Design. She is an educator, and having studied ancient leadership for many decades, Pushpa dedicatedly serves, deeming that a leader is most effective when they understand how to blend vision and courage with humility and compassion. Pushpa's colourful career, businesses and participation in many community projects presents a broad, diverse range of experiences. It provides simple yet powerful solutions to the complex world of leadership and people dynamics. Pushpa suffered abuse at her most vulnerable times from family, friends and organisations' assistance, and was shocked and saddened to witness numerous women who fall through the cracks because of these matters, thus inspiring her to start the Women's Mentoring Foundation charity, From Hurting to Healing, holding their hand to become strong in their own leadership, self-worth and self-respect. Please welcome Pushpa.
Hi everybody, Melissa, thank you so much for that introduction. I thought I'd start today with a little bit of humor. There was an elderly gentleman. He was racing down the motorway. A police officer caught his attention, so he started chasing him down the motorway, and the elderly gentleman started to go faster and faster until he decided enough is enough. He stopped. The police officer got out the car, tapped on his window, and saw that, it was an elderly gentleman. So he felt sorry for him. He said, if you could give me a good reason as to why you were speeding so fast, I'm not going to issue you a ticket. So the elderly gentleman said, many years ago, my wife ran away with a police officer, and I thought you were going to bring her back to me. I thought you were returning her to me. The police officer looked at him and said, well, have a good weekend, sir, and I'll see you hopefully not so soon. Thank you, Melissa, for that introduction. The history of the world is made by the history of a few men and women who absolutely believed in their self-leadership and the faith that they had in themselves. Plato said the first victory is to discover yourself. Now, my ideal can be said in a few words. It is to teach mankind self-leadership that can manifest in every movement. I teach for the good of human mankind because I know that all the skills that we need for self-leadership, for self-discipline can only come from within. Swami Vivekananda said, in the old, people used to say atheist was those who did not believe in God. Now in the new, people are saying that atheists are those who do not believe in themselves. Especially today, following the current situation, so many people have lost the pathway or are truly confused. And I can tell you, I was in that position for so many years. And here's the thing, even for many of the leaders that have lost a pathway, they're bringing themselves back up. They're creating platforms and they're creating steps that will enable them to continue to climb that ladder. However, there are many people that are still seeking and are still searching for that missing bit that is not allowing them to go forward. Now, Lao Tzu said that mastering others is a strength, but when you master yourself, that's what true power is. And that true power comes from faith, right? How would Many of you feel that if you had the opportunity and you discovered your true potential, what would your life look like? I know when I've asked that question to so many people, it's got them to start thinking, it's got them to start pondering about the skills and the abilities that they've had. If you think about life, when we were born up until the age of 6 or 7, it was just, we had a dream, we had a vision, and then we had education where our mind was embarked with so much information. We were introduced to emotions that we didn't even really understand what they were. Having studied ancient leadership for nearly 4 decades, I've been taught by some of the greatest masters in the world. And in the olden times, our leaders of potential countries, the kings, the queens, they were put into schools where they were starting to learn about leadership from the age of 6 years old. Now, the reason that they did that is to ensure that the outside world did not have the opportunity to put anything in those individual great leaders before they were put in a position to lead these countries. I've studied, like I said, I've attended hundreds of seminars. I've read so many books. I've had some of the greatest teachers. And what I learned when I was 18 years old, I'll just go back and track. My leadership actually started when I was 5 years old by my nursery school. They chose me to lead students who were really fearing on connecting with other little children, who were fearing even on something simple like reading. And I loved that leadership role. And then my mother died when I was 10 years old, and I had to take over the running of the household. And it wasn't just me, I had 9 siblings. My youngest one was 6. The greatest learning curve I did get when I was 18 years old was the discovery that I wasn't really living my life for myself. It was actually living a life that was meeting others' expectation. Now, why I say it was a shock to the system, because as far as I can remember, all I've ever done is have the will to serve my Creator and to serve His creation. The sad thing was at that time when I had that realization was I was not serving myself, which meant that if I was not serving myself and growing myself as a leader, then I couldn't be giving the other people that value add either. So at the age of 18, that's when I started my personal development. And I went back into time and I thought about all the great things my mother had taught, the survival of a woman, the ability to multitask, not only that, to be happy and to love yourself, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in businesses, whether it's just in the community, but more so if it's for yourself. Now, you cannot give to others what you don't have. So if you are not leading yourself in any area of your life that is going to see success, whether it's emotions, whether it's your mindset, your spiritual, your soul, whatever it is for you, if you feel that there is no self-leadership there, then you really need to visit that. And when you visit that, it has to come with absolute faith. We have a choice. We have faith or we have fear. And that's a choice that comes many times in our lives. In fact, I'd even stretch it a little bit longer and say that it's a daily choice. When you stand on a platform of faith as an individual, especially as a woman, and I can say that the last 2 years, the journey that I've been in going through a recent separation, had I not had that faith, I would not be where I am today. In fact, twice over the last couple of years, I should not even be alive. And the greatest gift, what I found, in fact, the age of success for a lot of our great leaders came from the times of their struggles. Now, my friends, struggles are not a bad thing, especially if you look at the great lessons that you're getting from them. And when you do identify the great lessons, you will see that every step has been a step towards your true purpose, your true why. Why are you here? Have you ever thought who you were supposed to be before others told you who you should be? That's the question I ask myself. And today I can honestly say that I have no demands in my life. I am living my purpose at the highest possible level in reaching people, in talking to people like yourselves. Just imagine for 1 second when you find that true inner within yourself, that inner being that has the ability to lead yourself. Imagine the difference you could make not only in your lives but in the lives of the environment that you live in. That inner peace, that sense of purpose, that why. I always say that there's two certainties I have in my life. The first certainty was that I was born, and the second certainty was why I was born. I have 5 values that I live my life for every day. My first value is my faith, that I absolutely grow deep in my faith every day, and I can share that with others. The second is my family, to be here for them unconditionally, and for my children to always connect with them from a level of wisdom. The third is my legacy, to make a difference today, not only in my lives, but in the lives of others, doing it for tomorrow, knowing that everything I do today is going to be shared and is going to be there for everybody else in the future. The fourth is my integrity, to ensure that my deeds and my words match up, no matter where I am, no matter who I'm with. I always want to ensure that I come from a place of truth. And the fifth, my friends, is personal growth. As I mentioned, over the last 40 years, I have never stopped learning or studying. And the greatest gift I have, as many of you would realize, is that we can learn from everybody. Anybody can teach me something, and it's such a beautiful essence to have, knowing that I love the person that's going to teach me a lesson, and I can go and share with somebody else. I'm not the same person I was 30 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 20, 10, 5, 2, 1 year ago. Not even the same person I was 2 months ago. Because I learn things every day. And I truly believe that the learnings come from within me because I want to make a difference. And that's the reason I created the Ultimate Leadership Mastery Program. It really goes deep. It goes into your core. It really gets you to scrape that barrel and start to help you identify where you truly are in your life. Are you living the life that you potentially could? Are you giving the life that you could for your family, for your friends? We have so much information, and I can tell you with the ancient leadership principles delivered in a modern context, the course that I've written is specifically written to meet your needs. I know it can make a difference because I've seen the transformation, not only for myself, but the thousands of people that I've spoken to. Now, when we learn, learning is totally different. If you take that learning context into transformational, we learn, and then how do we implement that in our lives? That's a question you should ask yourself. Because even today, we shared the why me, why not, why now. These are all aspects that truly come from your inner being. And my friends, this is the time to start living the life that you deserve and the life that you were brought on this earth for. There is no greater time, especially following the current crisis. It's your day, it's your time, it's your moment. We can't change anything about the past except get its learnings. Yesterday ended at 12 o'clock. And when we get them learnings and we grow ourselves, at least you can say you lived a day that was well lived. If you need any more information, especially our online programs, or you want to know more about the Women's Mentoring Foundation, please do contact me. We'd love connecting with you because we know when we collectively work together, we can make a difference not only to one person, not two people, but to so many people that we don't even realize. And the reward, yes, the monetary value is there, but the inner sense of reward that you would get because you're making this difference is just phenomenal. There's no words for it. And I ask you, in fact, I would even say, please give yourself the opportunity to grow and live the life according to your self-leadership with self-discipline, and allow yourself to personally grow into the life that you truly dreamt of, had a vision for as a child. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pushpa. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. All I can say is, I know you're very passionate about your topic. As you said, 4 decades you've been doing this work. You go and speak all around the world and share this topic. And while I was thinking tonight, the two of you, Karina and Pushpa, I could see you beautifully even working together and collaborating together, whether that's running online events, offline events, interviewing each other, because let me tell you, yes, we can go and learn how to date Mr. Right, but let's master ourselves as well so that we know how to put all those boundaries and stuff in place, which I'm sure Karina does teach in her programs. But I do truly believe that the self-leadership should be this stuff, should be taught in life, in school, in everyday, it's not just maybe I should learn it, maybe I would improve my business, but it's a life skill that, as Pushpa can testify, that it can get you through the most troubled and tumultuous times in your life or your business, so I really do recommend you reach out to Pushpa. She is the most committed, disciplined person I know,